Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. I'm excited because since we've had so many new and full moons happening on Monday nights or around this time, I've had to do other broadcasts. And so I haven't actually gotten a chance to do this specific broadcast in a while, which is our weekly astrology, horoscope, and also a tarot and oracle reading. And I'm excited today to be using two of my new decks, which one of them is called the Age of Aquarius Tarot. It is really, really beautiful. And it's actually a tarot deck with added cards, and the oracle deck, the Saltwater Spirit Oracle deck. So that's what I'm going to be using tonight to do the reading. Obviously, we'll do the astrology before we do the reading, but excited to dive into these energies and go over everything that's happening this week. Before we actually hop into it, I want to invite you to some really awesome things that are happening both in our global community and in the STARSEED membership. So if you are someone who is on my email list, today I actually sent out, let me make sure I'm connected to the right Wi-Fi here so I can do the screen share real quick. But today I sent out an email that talks about a special workshop that I am going to be doing. And the workshop is all about Saturn entering into the sign of Pisces, which is actually happening next week, exactly on the day that we are having a full moon in Virgo. So on that day, Saturn enters the sign of Pisces. And I have been wanting to basically do these special workshops in the Starseed membership for a little while, and thought that this was the great opportunity to do this. I normally do a video whenever a planet moves into a new sign in the membership, and I talk about the energies, what it means, what aspects it's going to be making to other planets during its transit through that. If there's a retrograde, what does that mean? And also, where is this happening in your chart based off of your sun, moon, Venus, and rising? And so because this is such a powerful transit that is happening, I decided I'm going to make this a whole workshop, but it'll be the first of many workshops that I am going to be doing for the Starseed membership from now on. So normally I would have these workshops outside and have its own sign up page, but I decided that doing it within the membership is the best way to do this. So super excited about it. And Saturn, it takes Saturn a while to transit through a sign. Actually, more than a year. It's going to be in Pisces for about 2 years. It's like 2 to 3 years-ish that it stays in a sign, and it, because it retrogrades and all that stuff a few times within that specific transit. And so this is a planet that is super strong in terms of teaching us difficult and challenging lessons in life. We all know or may have heard about the Saturn return, which happens around 29, 30 years of age, right around that time, that we go through this experience in our life where we basically grow up and we officially become adults. And usually, well, all the time, wherever Saturn is in your chart, what sign and what house he is in determines what that lesson is going to be that you're going to learn. And when you go through this experience, it kind of feels like not fair. It kind of feels really, really harsh. And you learn basically to take responsibility for yourself, for your life, and for your actions. Saturn represents our authority and represents authority over us as well, like outside authority. Saturn is known as the Lord of time and karma. And his lessons are, when they call somebody a Saturn teacher, they're typically the kind of teacher that teaches you the hard way. And with Saturn, unfortunately, we tend to learn the hard way because we resist. We resist stepping into responsibility. We resist it because it's tough. It's hard to do the responsible thing. And so Saturn is going to be in Pisces. And this is a very interesting transit. It's a very interesting sign. For one, because Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, this means that this is the last sign of the wheel for Saturn. So he's like finishing out his transit throughout the entire astrological chart, starting with Aries and ending in Pisces. So what we're going to do in this workshop is we are going to go over what Saturn means, what happens when Saturn is in Pisces, what aspects he will be making with other planets while in Pisces, how long he will be in Pisces, and what this means for us collectively and individually. And I'm going to add this, which is really exciting. I'm going to talk about Saturn transits. Saturn transits are, for example, the Saturn return is known as a Saturn transit. Saturn sextile Saturn, Saturn square Saturn, Saturn opposed Saturn, all those things, and Saturn traveling through each of the houses, the transiting Saturn is really important. And so wherever Pisces is in your chart, in compared to your natal Saturn, is very significant, again, to add to how you will learn the lessons that Saturn will bring in this new sign of Pisces. And so we're going to go over where is Saturn passing in your charts and what Saturn transit he is activating in your chart and what that means. And again, this is going to be the first of many workshops that I'm going to be doing in the Starseed membership. One of them being Pluto entering Aquarius. That's going to be our next one. And then after that, we'll do the nodes entering into Aries and Libra and what that means. And the nodes have to do with life path, destiny, collectively, but also individually. So Really powerful stuff. This workshop is happening on March 9th at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern in the STARSEED membership. To get to the STARSEED membership, there's a link below in the description of this video. Thank you, Dawn. She's talking about mini readings, but that's not what we're doing tonight. However, if you do want to get on the list for mini readings, I'll be doing that on Wednesday. Sorry. Side note. But there is a link below in the description of the video that takes you to the STARSEED membership in the new global community. You have to create your account. You have to sign in, log in. You have to remember your login and password. And then you will go into the STARSEED membership space and actually purchase it. And all of that has to be done through the website. We do have an app, which is really freaking awesome. And I recommend you download the app onto your phone to make moving through the material a lot more convenient. So the app is actually called Mighty Networks, and I'm getting ready to make a sort of Mighty Networks instructional video for everyone that's already in our community, but the people that are coming into our community, new people that are coming in, so that you have an idea of how it works, because it's kind of a lot going on in there, but all of the stuff is like really freaking awesome and amazing. Some of the other things that are going on, let me share those as well, I have a new program, a new course coming out with Jason. I don't know if you guys know Jason from Ray of Light Tarot. He and I have known each other since I used to be on Periscope. We both used to be on Periscope, and we just kind of go way back, and we feel very much like we have this very beautiful like sibling relationship. And we hadn't talked in a while. Life just kind of, we went, in our own, ways in life. And we just recently reconnected, and he's been doing a lot of inner child healing, and a lot of processing in his own life. And he was very inspired by that. And so we decided we are going to do this class together. So the course is up and ready to purchase. It's called Liberating the Inner Child. And what you get within this course is basically, we're going to go through a 6-week journey where Jason and I are going to guide you through understanding what it means to liberate the inner child. We're going to meet Thursday evenings starting on March 16th at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And you can actually, if you go to, let me see if it lets you see the overview. If you go to the website, you should be able to read a deeper description of each of the weeks that we are going, here it is, preview, that we are going to be doing. So for example, week 1, introduction, core wound, purpose of the class, our why. Week 2, Chiron, the wounded healer. We will discuss what Chiron represents in our natal chart and why it is so important to know the Chiron wound, your Chiron wound. Week 3, Gene Keys activation sequence. We will dive into the activation sequence of our Gene Keys profile to understand our life's work, our evolution, our radiance, and our purpose. This sequence in the Gene Keys is the key to activating your path, your destiny, and beginning a powerful journey of healing. Week 4, intuitive hits with Jason. Jason is going to guide us through a powerful tarot session to help us discover our personal core wound. And he's going to be working with us individually. In that sense, he's amazing, you guys. He is like beyond an intuitive and very, very tapped in, tuned in, tapped in, turned on reader. So highly, highly recommend getting tarot readings from him. Week 5, shamanic journey to the inner child. I will guide us through a shamanic journey to our inner child, where we will move through the subconscious dream mind space and access information directly from our inner child that can help us understand ourselves better. And in the last week, we will have an Akashic healing chamber, which is where we get to receive healing energy work through music, sound bath, vocals, drums, and so much more. So I'm really excited about this class because it kind of came out of nowhere, really. And those kind of things that kind of show up and say, this is the right thing to do, feel really, really awesome. So you can sign up for that now. It's available there. I think there's a link, or I might have forgotten to put that link in the description, but I'll add it right after the video is over. But if you go into our global community, you'll be able to find it on the menu section on the left hand side. And of course, it's not too late to join us in the Moon Goddess training. We're just started. This is an amazing program, a year-long program, and freaking ancient mystery school, and so much information, so powerful. We're doing a 40-day meditation. It's an incredible journey. So this is level 1. We do level 2 in the summer and then level 3 in the fall. And all of this leads to you becoming a certified Akashic record reader. The link below also shows you all of this information. And you guys, it's like infinite amounts of information. Like, look how much information is on this page. This is the most comprehensive program that I offer. And I freaking love teaching it. We learn astrology, gene keys, moon centers, ceremony ritual, temple initiations, hermetic alchemy, kundalini yoga technology, all that good stuff. And if you have not heard yet, I am having our very first Moon Goddess Sedona retreat, an actual in-person retreat happening in Sedona, May 18th through the 21st, 4-day women's retreat. And it is available to sign up. We're going to be obviously exploring through the freaking portals and vortexes of Sedona, doing ceremonies, rituals, shamanic journeys, drumming. We're going to actually learn, we're going to make our own drums. There's a drum making workshop that you can add to the retreat that my husband is going to lead and guide us through, and you will leave the retreat with your own drum, and we're going to activate them in one of the vortexes and go play them together and do a powerful drum journey. There's a lot of Hathor connection to this time because there's a powerful new moon in Taurus happening, and again, Sedona just kind of speaks for itself. There's a video on this page you can watch. And yeah, it's just a phenomenal experience. I literally can't wait for this. Thank you for letting me go through all of that information. It is very important for me to be able to share everything that I do, and I want you guys to know all of the stuff that is happening. So let us dive into the astrology. I do want to say hi to everybody that's here. Welcome in Jeanette, Mindy, Maricela, Veronica, Raessa, Mindy. I already said hi, but hello again. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. Nelvin, thank you. Dawn is here. And whoever is here and hasn't said hi in the chat, make sure that you say hi in the chat so I can actually see that you're here and say hello. Also, if you're new, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, make sure to download my free moon astrology guide and get on my email list. When you download the guide, you're on the list. The guide tells you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. And then I send out a weekly moon magic report, and where special workshops and classes are happening, I also let you know through the email list. So what is happening this week in the astrology? There's a couple of really major things. One of them, I would say maybe the most important one, is that Mercury, the planet Mercury, is entering into the sign of Pisces. There's a lot of Pisces energy. That is actually happening on the 2nd. So I'm going to move forward over here. So March 2nd is Thursday. So on Thursday, Mercury enters Pisces and is going to join the Sun and Neptune. And then very soon, Saturn will join them as well. There's a really big Pisces stellium that is happening right now, and that will be like accumulating energy. Hey, Jill, how's it going? And this is powerful because this is Pisces season. We are like fully into it right now. I can't believe almost halfway through Pisces season. It kind of blows my mind, but the Pisces energy is super strong, and Pisces can be a very confusing realm. It can also be a very dreamy space. It can take us into creativity, inspiration, the divine, our angels, connection to our angels, spirit guides, teachers, God, goddess, whatever you want to call, source energy, and also take us deep into the depths of the ocean or also known as the subconscious mind, where there is very much this kind of infinite possibilities, infinite information that can be very overwhelming and actually confuse us if we don't really know what we're reading into or perceiving. Pisces also rules, the energy of psychosis, like totally losing your mind because it's overwhelming amount of information and stuff happening at the same time. So that's the biggest transit that's happening this month. This week, Mercury is the planet of the mind. And actually, I think he actually likes being in Pisces. However, again, the shadow of Pisces, especially when it comes to the mind, is like losing your mind. So in order to tap into the beautiful frequency of Mercury in Pisces, we have to tap into our creativity. We have to pay attention to our intuition, because our intuition will be heightened during this time. We'll sense more. Mind-wise, clairvoyance will be very, very strong during this time. The transit is not like super, super long because Mercury actually travels really fast through the signs. So it's an opportunity for us to really dive into that dream space. So things like Akashic journeys, shamanic journeys, they're all really, they almost like get enhanced by the frequency of Pisces. And this is a very watery and emotional realm. And so emotions can get heightened as well. We can also be a little bit naive or gullible with Mercury and Pisces. So that's another thing to kind of watch out for. What's important is to know, where is Pisces in your chart? Where is Mercury going to be transiting your chart? And that's going to be how your thoughts and your mind and your thought processes will be affected during that transit. And that is, again, something that I do in the Starseed membership. I create a whole video every time a planet enters a new sign. So I'm going to be creating that video this week for us as well. On the 3rd, the next day, Venus makes her conjunction to Chiron. And when, I forgot to mention this because this is also important, on the day before, when Mercury enters Pisces, Venus actually conjuncts Jupiter. That is huge too. And I can't believe I almost missed talking about that. Let's go back. So when Venus right now this week, she's basically going to conjunct Jupiter and Chiron. So both very different energies. Jupiter magnifies everything. Chiron is the wounded healer. He highlights our wound, our collective wound, and our individual wound. And with Aries, it has to do with identity. What am I doing here? Who am I? What am I doing here? What do they want from me? Like those questions, like, am I myself? Am I true to myself? Do I feel insecure about who I am? Do I not know who I am? These are the themes of Chiron and Aries. Do I feel like the weirdo? Do I feel like I don't have what it takes to like really, like start things or like spark things to life? Do I, know who I am? Do I feel good in my body? Do I feel weird in my body? All those things have to do with this transit of Chiron and Aries. So here's the cool thing. Venus is a benefic planet. Jupiter is the greater benefic. When Venus and Jupiter come together, only good things can happen. Like there is no room for other shit. Like only good, amazing things can happen. Jupiter magnifies the benefic energy of both planets. And so this is good luck, optimism, abundance, money. Like love, romance. In Aries, this is very fiery passion and connection, in our relationships. And so kind of like a boost of that Aries frequency that says, I want to go on the hero's journey. And that's Chiron and Aries. Chiron and Aries is the hero's journey. You go on the journey and you discover who you are. And so Venus and Jupiter are bringing this beautiful frequency to this realm of healing and healing ourselves and our identity. And it'll feel like a good boost. Usually Chiron can feel like super uncomfortable and not a place we want to hang out. However, when we approach it with like love, understanding, transparency, and excitement and gratitude and all those things, like optimism, then it doesn't seem as hard. Then the journey, then the healing doesn't seem as difficult. We may receive during this time, during this week, like if we've all been doing this healing with Chiron, right? Now, the other thing is, where is Aries in your chart? Because this is where this is going to happen. And now this week, we may just get a little like surprise, meaning we might get, a sort of like a present or a gift from the universe because of all the work we've been doing. So that's a kind of positive, beautiful energy, like make a wish and it'll come true. And that's Venus and Jupiter. It's like the best of the best energy that can show up and bring abundance into our lives. So that's the transit, and the conjunction to Chiron, like I've been mentioning, it highlights healing of ourselves, healing of our identity, healing of who we are, knowing who we are, stepping into our truth, stepping into our Chiron journey, all of that. As we continue moving forward, the next big transit happens on the 5th, which is Sunday. And this is the last day that we're covering here for the week. And on Sunday, Mercury makes a sextile to the North Node, which means he's also trining the South Node. Any aspects to the nodes activate destiny and past experiences, past lives. So the future and the past, basically. And so because Mercury is the mind, it'll activate our mind, give us an opportunity to take a look back, kind of like process once, like after things have happened, you can look back and understand them better with the mind, and then turn your focus to the future and where you want to take your ideas, your creativity. Because remember, Mercury will have just entered Pisces and make this beautiful sextile. So guiding yourself out of the past, but processing the past in a harmonious way and understanding it in a harmonious way through the mind and in a hermetic harmonious way, and then moving and directing your attention to the destiny, life path, future is actually really good. So apparently this week is actually a really good week. I think it's beautiful energy, in between these things. And this is something that I focus more in the Starseed membership. We have the moon on the Sirius portal. We have the moon in the Ursa Major portal, or the Liakish starseeds, which are like pure light. That Ursa energy guides us towards the North Star, Polaris. And it's all about, like, all of this whole week is really about focusing on our, like, moving forward and our future, and activating that abundance in our lives, bringing in the abundance. So the abundance will show up in your life wherever Aries is, because that's where Venus and Jupiter are conjuncting. So Mercury entering Pisces and then Venus conjuncting Jupiter are the two biggest, most powerful transits of this week. And I can't wait to see what the cards tell us about, the collective reading. And again, I'm going to be using my new cards, and it's called the Age of Aquarius Tarot. This is what the little booklet looks like, but I won't use the booklet, but these are such cool cards. They're kind of hard to see. Age of Aquarius Tarot. And the Saltwater Spirit Oracle cards. Sorry, they're so light and ethereal that, like, you can't even see them. But the cards are not as ethereal. The Oracle cards are. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull 5 cards. We're going to do Intuition card, overall challenge, overall theme, wisdom from the ancestors, and then Spirit message or clarification of anything. And I did shuffle these cards the other day, so I want to say a little prayer to open up the sacred space, and also check in the chat because I haven't really been looking at it. Original Starbucks, hello, welcome into the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Okay, so here we go. Thank you, spirit guides, angels, and teachers, for being here with us this evening. I would like to ask help clearing the energy of these cards as well as my energy, so I can be that open channel of wisdom and truth and intuition to flow through to everyone that is here watching this live, but also everyone that is watching the replay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's see what we get. These cards are so beautiful. Oh my God, thank you, Maricela. That's right. We have a book club. We started a book club in the global community, in the new platform. It's free if you want to join us. Our first meeting is on, we just had our orientation, but our first meeting is on Sunday, March 5th at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. The first book that we are reading together is The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And it's an amazing book. We are going to meet, holy moly. Okay, the overall theme is like flying everywhere. We are going to be meeting on Zoom meeting, and per agreement. That's what we decided. It's going to be fun. I am super excited. Our homework for the week is to read the first agreement. So like the introduction and the first agreement. And then we will discuss it when we get together. So I'm going to keep all of these because they all came out. Four cards from the Saltwater Oracle came out. So I'm going to keep them because they seem to be telling a little bit of a story, and you're not going to believe these cards. All right. Thank you, Maricela. I so appreciate you saying that because I did forget to mention it. See how much, there's so much going on. I'm like, there's probably other stuff that's going on that I like. Our full moon ceremony next Tuesday night is happening in the global community. It is free, but you have to be a part of the community, and all you have to do is just create your account. So make sure that you do that either way, whether you're going to buy a course or join the membership or not. There's an entirely free platform and community that you can join and hang out with us and do all this free stuff. And I host like a free events all the time. I have a little secret too, but it's not going to get revealed until our ceremony and until, because we're coming up. We're coming up to the spring equinox. Yes. And the new moon in Aries, which is the very first new moon of the astrological year. By the way, Virgo full moon is the last full moon of the year, astrologically. So we're going to party it up. And I'll tell you what the secret is at that ceremony. Okay. Oh my God. I freaking love this. We get the Ace of Wands, passionate new beginnings, deep desire, vehement, whatever that means. I don't know that word actually. Look at the picture though. Like, wait, what? This is a rose. Behind it is the moon, the crescent moon. This reminds me of Venus and the moon energy. Look at that. Holy shit. Besides the fact that it's an Ace of Wands and it's like passionate new beginnings, right? It's the rose. This to me, there's so much coming to me right now. First of all, the Beauty and the Beast. You know how there's the rose and the rose marks the curse? And if he doesn't, what is the story? Is that if he doesn't find love or someone doesn't fall in love with him before the last petal falls, he will be cursed forever, right? I mean, talk about craziness, right? That movie, especially the Beast, he very much represents that Chiron frequency. Isn't it beautiful? That Chiron frequency that is, I'm not beautiful, I am ugly, especially in Aries, because Aries has to do with our identity, like how we look. We can feel like the weirdo, and the one that no one likes, the one that everybody wants to stay away from. But to me, this is telling me that the curse is about to be broken, that the love of Venus and Jupiter, that the positivity of Venus and Jupiter is coming into our lives this week. And we have the opportunity to connect very deeply through love and compassion and beauty. It's that Venus, that celestial Venus is coming in and activating our passion, because it is in Aries, right? So Ace of Wands is actually a fire element. So this kind of so synchronistic, right? Passionate new beginnings and deep desire. This is what will be activated for us this week. What is the challenge? The challenge is the star. So we had two major arcanas in this reading. The star, divine love, innovation, and regeneration. Look at this card. Divine love, innovation, and regeneration. So the star is about hopes and dreams. So I feel like this dives into, even though this is the Aquarius card, it dives into that frequency of Pisces in terms of your hopes and your dreams. And because I think we've been experiencing a lot of like intense transits that are challenging us to heal, and because Saturn is also moving into Pisces soon, and there's a lot of stuff happening in Pisces, I feel like we may doubt our dreams and we may feel the opposite, right, of this. We might feel like not hopeful. In fact, if I remember correctly, this actually came out reversed, but I am not really doing reversals because I'm just kind of getting to know this deck. But if this was reversed, this would be despair, self-doubt, and disassociation. And I think that that's the challenge. That makes sense. I should have left it reversed. I love how these cards actually tell you right there. When it's reversed, the card is upside down, but the words are upright. Isn't that freaking cool? So despair, self-doubt, and disassociation. That's the challenge. That's like the shadow of the star card. So it's like it's being hopeless, right? Instead of hoping and dreaming, it's feeling a little bit hopeless, feeling a little bit in despair. So if you feel like this energy is present for you, you have to deal with what? Let's look at the next card. The overall theme, the devil. Look at that. It's Medusa, y'all. Holy shit. This card is wickedly cool. Anyways, that's so badass. I can't even with this deck. The snake hairs. Okay. She looks badass. And she looks like she's like in the ocean. You know, she looks like a very Piscean energy. But the devil, entanglement, obsession, and restriction. So what is going on with this card, right? In order for us to step into our hopes and dreams, to get out of this energy of despair and hopelessness, unfortunately, the only way, hello Ale, the only way is to face our fears and face our addictions and face our obsession and face those things we feel entangled with and release ourselves from being restricted. Side note, Medusa, there's so much about Medusa. It's beyond, right? Medusa was actually a beautiful mortal. She was a priestess in the school of Athena's school, I believe. Anyways, one of the goddesses. She gets raped by Poseidon, and then she gets blamed for it. She gets cursed. I mean, really horrible stuff happens to her, and eventually she gets defeated by Perseus, who uses her chopped head that he carries in a bag to free Andromeda. Whoa, super connection here. Why? Because Andromeda star seeds are found within Aries. And Chiron, the wounded healer right now, is in Aries. And all this stuff is happening in Aries right now with Venus and Jupiter. So the Andromeda connection is Medusa is, because what's the whole theme of Andromeda? I knew today was going to be powerful. I just came in like, oh my God. I knew it was going to be powerful. So the entire theme of the Andromeda starseed energy and stargates is the liberation of the soul. Dude, and it's all found within Aries. So to liberate your soul, you have to face your fears. You have to face your addictions. You have to face your shadows. It's not going to be easy, but I mean, look at this, This is amazing. I know this is wild. The wisdom from our ancestors. 7 of Pearls, which would be the 7 of Cups. So hard work, or it could be, I guess, 7 of Pentacles. I'm not sure. Hard work, perseverance, and the authentic self. Yep. So our spirit guides are telling us that we have to actually put in the work. It's not just going to magically happen. We think it will because that Venus-Jupiter energy feels like Santa Claus is coming to town and just going to throw gifts at us. And they do, and it does. And that transit does bring in that, like, you know, this kind of feeling energy, the beauty in the, you know, the celestial Venus, like showing up to like shower us with beautiful gifts from the divine realm. She's actually the evening star right now. It's like Venus and the crescent moon are actually making conjunctions with each other right now. They're in the, they're remembering an embodiment phase, and Venus and the crescent moon, just like this in the sky, make 5 conjunctions in the evening sky every time there's a crescent moon. So right after the new moon, like a couple days later, Venus and the moon, boom, as the sun sets. I mean, there's so much beyond like what, like I'm just not overwhelmed, but just like mind blown at like the message within the message within the message within the message. Like it's just crazy. So we have to remember that in order to get through the dark energy, in order to move through the shadows, in order to bring our hope back, we have to work hard. We need to persevere. And how? This word right here, authentic self. Heal yourself. Heal who you are. Know who you are. The hero's journey is the only way to fully consciously, we've been talking about this in the Moon Goddess training this week, fully consciously heal. To become a conscious being, to step on the conscious journey is to step on the hero's journey. No one's been on this journey before. You are the only one that can figure it out. You are the only one that can go in it because it's you and the world. It's you and the adventure. It's you and the journey. And the hero's journey takes you on a healing journey through your shadows. And in the end, you find yourself. You heal because you find yourself. You finally know who you are. You discover your authentic self. And that is what our spirit guides, angels, and teachers want us to know. Plus, look at this Piscean energy. Everything feels so Piscean, but she's in the water. She's in the ocean. She's looking at the pearls. She feels very serene, very serene. Let's take a look at these cards. This is sort of the spirit energy. Usually we do an animal spirit here, but we're going to do this as extra clarification for this message. And these 4 cards came out very like together and very strongly said, we all belong here. First one, lightning glass. In a single moment, everything can change. There's that Uranus energy. Dang, look at this. In a single moment, everything can change. That's our first message. So pay attention. Stay on top of it. Leads into sacred waters. You are being spiritually protected. Yes, that's that celestial frequency from that which you cannot see. Wow. Hard to see, but let's see if I can get some. We got some Egyptian vibes here. This looks very much like a door. It's probably too hard to see. It's too light, but there's the beautiful star on the top. There's a portal. It's the water that leads through a door, through a portal. Sacred waters. That's Pisces. You are being spiritually protected from that which you cannot see. Medusa. Ooh. Dude. That leads to Mother of the Nile. Okay. You are in your divine feminine power. Embrace it. Yep. That Venus coming through right there. Oh my God. And the Nile. Okay. A whole nother story within a story within a story. Look at this goddess. The Nile is basically also the water. All of this is activation through water. Healing through water. I mean, it is called the Salt Water Oracle deck, but Mother of the Nile means the connection to your entire self. Because why? The Nile flows from south to north in Egypt and travels through all of the temples along the Nile. This is why we do in the Moon Goddess training, the temple journeys, because we're going temple by temple, and the temples go from chakra to chakra, starting with the root and moving all the way through the crown. And through that, we learn that sacred geometry, hermetic alchemy, astrology, facing our shadows, understanding the 12 systems of the body, understanding the flower of life and the Akashic web of life. So the mother of the Nile is basically Isis and also Hathor. And stepping into her divine power is a lot of where the healing is going to happen this week, because obviously that Venus energy is super, super strong. And the very last card we get, the heart of the ocean. Is that Piscean or what? The vibration of love is all around you. The heart of the ocean. Dude, just too much. It's too much. So, coming into the heart space, coming into your center, knowing that deep within this subconscious realm of Pisces are our shadows. And the only way to move through and heal our shadows is to move through and face our fears, face our shadows, be with them 100%, fully conscious, fully aware, with compassionate awareness, not trying to change the shadows, not trying to fix it. That's the way to actually heal, is you stop telling yourself that what you're feeling is wrong. You stop telling yourself that you're wrong for thinking this or thinking that, or feeling, more than anything, feeling this and feeling this way or feeling that way. And you start to acknowledge that your feelings come from somewhere. And more than likely, they come from deep, deep, deep wounds. This is why the inner child class is going to be so powerful. Come from deep inner child wounds that happen before the age of 8. And whether the actual events of your childhood and the trauma of your childhood were actually, from one perspective, really damaging or not, it doesn't matter, because from the perspective of you as a child, the fears that you experience and the trauma that you experience in the moment is real and 100% valid. And those traumas carry on into adulthood. And so everything that happens in our lives, our shadows, they really are stemming from these childhood traumas. To heal is to be with yourself, however that feeling shows up, because that feeling, that emotion is coming up because it's triggering something unresolved deep down within. That's that Piscean realm. That's like that realm of Medusa. So facing shadows this week, yet knowing that we're fully, powerfully, and beautifully also stepping into the light and connecting to the divine, connecting to, the heart of the ocean, the mother of the Nile, the sacred waters, and the shift that happens within that space can only really happen through the healing of the emotional wounds and through the healing of our shadows. So it's all talking about healing, because Chiron's right there in the middle of all of it. That's what I feel. It's like you can't just push Chiron out of the way and say, oh, Venus and Jupiter are just doing their thing. The Chiron's right there. So he's playing a big role. So to find the healing for you, you have to actually do the work to face the shadows, face the fear, face the addictions. And when you do that, you will feel your connection to the all. You will feel your connection to everything, and you will feel more expansive than ever. And the little things won't matter as much, because you'll recognize that you were complete and whole the entire time. That's it right there. All right. I love this. This reading was amazing. I love these new cards. Thank you all for being here tonight. Please check out all the links below. We have a lot going on. If you came in later, I talked about the special Saturn workshop that we're having March 9th in the membership, the Saturn in Pisces, the Moon Goddess training that's not too late to sign up for, the Sedona Women's Retreat in May, and our book club that we are having our first meeting on Sunday. Everything is happening in the global community. All the links are below. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you guys again very soon. Satnam.